Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. I need everybody inside the room right now to make some noise for Mr.
Ozman.
Okay, let's begin.
Okay, time to make some Tinker's Construct tools. So the way you make tools in Tinker's Construct is you craft different components and assemble them into tools. So you have to build, for example, for a pick, you need to build a pick head, a handle and a head binding, so 3 pieces. And for metal items, you have to make a pattern to pour the metal from the Tinker's smeltery into a pattern of the thing you want to make. So what we need to do to get started with the Tinker's Construct stuff, before we worry about any metals or pouring or crafting tools that way, what we need to do is get the pattern making stuff set up. So to do that, we start by making some patterns, blank patterns. We need sticks and wood. Make a few of these because they're the basis for quite a few. Let's do that again. Let's make one more lot. Start with that. Okay, so now that we've got a pattern, we should be able to take a pattern and a plank. Yep, cool. Actually, let's make things interesting. Let's do a pattern. Can I make a blue one? I can. Let's make my stuff out of blue. Blue, there we go. There's a stencil table. We need those, obviously. We put a stencil table. Yep. And you can see here that you can put a blank pattern in and it'll make you a stencil. We'll make our stencils in a minute, because first we're going to need some more stuff. Some more stations. So, block of wood. So if I'm not mistaken, we put a block of wood here, and there we get, good, we get a part builder. We'll need that later. Boop. And then we need a tool station. For that we need a crafting station and a pattern. If I'm not mistaken, yes, a tool station. And with a tool station we can make a tool forge, which is what we use to finally assemble our tools. Again, I'm just trying to make them look interesting, so I'm going to use Enderium. I can, cool. There we go. So now we've got our Tinker's Construct tables, and they're colourful and interesting. Alright. Ooh, neat. Okay, so let's start with making the patterns I require for my pickaxe. So stick in a blank stencil. There's the head. There's a pattern. And we want a handle. Is that a handle? Tool rod. Tool rod. Sword. Tool rod. That's what I need for a handle, isn't it? Yeah, tool rod. I may regret that. And we need a binding. Binding, there we go. So with those, we should be able to make, over here on the part builder, we put our, hang on, we'll need something to make the parts out of. So we put our binding in here, we put a block there, and we get a stone binding. Okay, I could use that to make a tool, but I've actually made that for another reason. Pick it, and you can see you can reuse that pattern as many times as you want. Pick head, stone, pickaxe head. You see it took 2 stone to make the pickaxe head. And the tool rod, 1 stone. So now I've got, I can go over here to the tool forge, and you see here all the different things I can make. I could make a pick head. Like if I wanted to make a stone one, I could go stone, 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 and I could take that stone straight off. Okay, now no one's going to make a stone tool, obviously. What I'm going to do is use it to make castings that will let me pour metallic versions of those. And you see me do that to get these ingot ones here. 2, 3. Take those off. I think you can guess what I'm going to do now. Pickaxe head, binding, tool rod. Now, in my here we want aluminium brass. Aluminium brass makes permanent molds. So I pour that, pour that, pour that. 2, 3, and there are my pickaxe cast. So I can cast pickaxe heads, pickaxe bindings or tool bindings and tool rods from any substance that can be smelted into a molten state. So to make my pickaxe, what I want to work out is what's the best materials for that, right? So the materials in U-Book tells me that. Tool materials. So you can see that different tool materials do different things as different parts. So Terra Steel, if it's the head of your tool or weapon, gives you a mining level of obsidian, a durability of 1562, a mining speed of 9, an attack of 5, and this special power, Terra Firma. And so what I want to do for my pickaxe, I want to have a head of cobalt. If you look at cobalt, its durability is 780. It's not super durable, but it's got a mining speed of 12. And with momentum, mining blocks increases your speed as long as you keep going. Okay. If it's the binding, then it gives you an extra 300 durability and it increases your speed. So cobalt is without an enchantment, it's a way of making a fast mining tool, or a fast mining, fast chopping, fast digging, fast mining tool. So I'm going to go to bed and then we'll start pouring some molds in the morning. Hang on. Oh, where did you come from? No creepers? Thank goodness. Okay, so for my pick, I want my head to be made of cobalt. So I've melted some cobalt into here. A couple of ingots of cobalt. We pour it in here and we'll get, that'll have to set. But when it's done, I'll have a cobalt pickaxe head. Bingo. There we go. Cobalt pickaxe head. The binding, I want copper. What copper does is it gives you extra XP for either killing monsters if it's a weapon or mining, minerals like if it's a pick. So I'm going to take copper. There's my binding. And for the tool handle, I want Terra Steel. So if I look in here, the reason I want Terra Steel as a handle, tool materials, Terra Steel, handle. While this tool is in your hand, you will heal over time. So just a handy little thing to have a handle on my pickaxe that will heal me slowly over time. So there we go. There's my pickaxe head. Okay. Now we go over here to the tool forge. Handle. Binding. Oh, we tell it what we're going to make. We're going to make a pickaxe. Handle, binding, head. Gives me a cobalt pickaxe. You can see it's got 190 durability, not bad. And we can adjust this a bit later. My level is clumsy. You get better with tools in Tinker's Construct as you use them. So we'll grab you. There we go. We've cast our tool. Now the other thing you can do in Tinker's Construct, you have modifiers, and I believe you can put 5 separate modifiers onto each tool. So what you've got, all these different modifiers that are similar to, and maybe some are even a bit better or different to the enchantments you can put on a weapon, because you can't enchant a Tinker's Construct tool. But I've got haste, so if I want a haste modifier, each redstone dust increases mining speed by a small amount. You can put on multiple levels. So you put a bit of redstone onto your tool, you get haste. Diamonds. What do diamonds do? Diamonds adds resilience and increases what the tool can mine. So extra durability minus that increase. Single use, fabulous. There you go. Makes your weapon look fabulous. And one of the other great modifiers, reinforced. Now reinforced takes a bit of work. You have to make a reinforcement modifier, which is pretty resource intensive, but it adds the chance to not consume durability. So it's like having unbreaking on your tool. Handy, obviously, and it has silk touch. Okay, so you can add silk touch to weapons. It has, well, the one I like is it has mending. You can make mending moss, which will add mending to your tool, your weapons or your tool. So for my pick, what I want to do to my pick is I want to put mending on it, and then I don't have to worry so much about making it super durable. With 5 of those reinforcement modifiers, you can make a tool absolutely unbreakable, but you are foregoing other enchantments like haste or anything like that. So I'm going to have the tool not be totally unbreakable, but it will have mending. So to do that, we can put you here, and let's get... I've made some mending moss here already, but I'll show you how to make mending moss actually. It's kind of cute. You must take something mossy stone or mossy brick or something like that. I've got mossy brick here. It gives you a ball of moss. You put the ball of moss in your hand and you click it on a bookcase, and it takes 10 levels and it makes it into mending moss. So if I go here and I put mending moss here, you'll see that it puts mending moss on my tool. Bingo. I can also put, what else do I want on my tool? I want diamond for durability and a little bit of haste, so I want some redstone. Diamond, so what's that's done is you can see its durability has now gone up to 1390. Take that off. 890, so it adds 500 durability. I have 3 modifiers on here now. So I'll put on a haste, and hopefully I can put on a reinforced as well. 3 modifiers to go, sorry. So there's haste. Level 1 haste, you can go up and up and up and up. And I've now got room for 2 more modifiers. So what I'll put on is I'll put on 2 reinforced modifiers. So to make a reinforcement modifier, let's have a look. You can see the reinforcement modifier needs a cast of something and obsidian around the outside. So you need to use a cast of something, aluminium's alright. So you need to use some aluminium brass, and you need to make a cast of any old thing. So I could use up these, but I'm not going to use up those, right? I need to make something. I'll take you 3 out, put you over here for now. So I put you here. So if I put you here, take that, put you there, make sure we're still on aluminium brass, there we are. And there I have that, take you, get some obsidian. I'm going to empty some stuff out of my inventory, hang on. Fortunately, I have heaps of obsidian. I'm going to cast here. Oop. Oop. I have a reinforcement cast. I can come over here, stick that on there. There we go. We've got reinforced on there as well. You can see the durability hasn't gone up. What it is more that you don't actually, there's a chance you won't take durability damage when you mine a block. So that's how that works. So I take you, I'll make another one of those. You can see I've got room for 1 more modifier, so I'm going to put another reinforced on it. Or should I put another haste on it? I think I'll put another, let's see how fast it mines. Okay, I think I'll put another haste on it, because it's got reinforced and mending. I'll just double check that mending works, put that in there. Get some experience. Just make sure that mending actually works. There we go. You see it's gone back to 0 durability damage. Okay, so that mending does work. There we go. So I'll put another haste on it, and then we'll have my pick. Not sure if you noticed that, but you see how the mining speed goes up based on how many redstone I put on. Over there, 13.46, take that off, 12.61. Wonder if I put a block on there, what that'll do. Whether it'll accept that or whether it'll go, nah. 13.57. 15.4. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how much I can put on. Because I've certainly got plenty of redstone. If I put a stack of get that up to 22. Does that mean I can put more? Anyway, I'm thinking out loud. So this is the process, okay? So if I put that on there, I can get it up to 22.34. At which point, yeah, you can see I put 6 on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The number of available modifiers goes away. So that's the most I can get. Reinforced by 20%. Cobalt, extra durability. It's got mending moss. So I could put another diamond on here for an extra 500 durability, but that's crazy durability there, plus mending. I'll be fine. So I've got haste. 20.55. 22.34 is where it stops. Okay. So let's do that. See, I've got XP there for just mining nothing. That's the modification. So that's how we go. There we go. Fully modified Tinker's Construct pickaxe. Bedtime. And now I'll make my axe and my shovel, and I'll let you know what I've put on them once I've done that. Okay, so I've made my axe here, and now I'm going to make my shovel. Now I want my shovel to be Silk Touch, and the way you make a tool Silk Touch with Tinker's Construct is you use sponge to make it. Now sponge is not something that I pour from a cast. So it's actually more straightforward, a bit more straightforward to make that. I just go to my pattern, get my pattern, put my pattern here, put my sponge here. There's my sponge tool handle. I come here, I tell it I'm going to make a shovel, sponge. Where's my part chest? Use my part chest. Tool forge, tool forge. There's my basic shovel. So what you'll notice is that I've put a few extra things here. I've put a pattern chest and a part chest. And if you look at the way they're arranged here, crafting station, stencil table, part builder, tool forge, and these different chests all connecting to each other. If you do that, you click on one member of that little setup and you can go to any of them. And you can see that the stencil table has the pattern chest already attached to it here. So the part builder, I should put the part chest next to the part builder, and that'll probably work as well. Let's do that, see if that works. But you can see how well polished. No, I can't. I can see it there because I could take it either direction. I suppose they want you to have the part chest there. How well Tinker's Construct is thought out, so you can make this kind of whole works flow work together well by just joining them all together in the same spot. Right, I'll have a sleep and then I'll go back and I'll enchant or add modifiers to the shovel, and I'll make a point that I forgot to make when I was doing my pickaxe. So here's my shovel. I want my shovel to have mending moss, obviously, So let's go here to the crafting station. I can see the chest attached to the crafting station. I want it to have reinforced. So again, go to my... I'll put 2 reinforced on my shovel. Why not a tool forge? So it gives me reinforced. So I've got room for 3 more enchants. 1, 2. And I bet you I need another one. Hang on. Get reinforced 2. No, reinforced can only go on once. Okay. And I want haste. So what I forgot to show you guys last time is if I'm adding on haste and I stick on my block there, you see down here it says I've got 9 of 50, 9 of 50, and I need to keep adding redstone to get it right up to 50 of 50. 50 of 50. Okay, so now I've got enough redstone here to get that haste modifier as high as it could be. Take you off, stick you on. There's a little bit of change there, you can see, from the modifying. And I can put on another reinforce now, reinforce 2, and I can put haste 2 on, or haster as Tinker's Construct calls it. 68, 95, so I just had 5 more redstone dust, and that should get me to max out haster. Grab that, get some change, there we go. So there's my shovel. Put you in, and it'll tell me I've got 0 modifiers room, and here's my traits. Done. There's my shovel. My silk touch shovel. My pick, it's just cobalt head, cobalt handle, and cobalt head, cobalt binding, and sponge handle. My axe, I've got a terrasteel head with a cobalt binding, and I've got a night slime handle. So night slime as a material. Where is it? As a handle. Tool mines faster the higher its mining level is above the required one. Okay, so because I've put a cobalt head on my, a terrasteel head on my axe, terrasteel, which can mine up to obsidian. Now, because I'm mining wood, which is obviously much less, has a much lower mining level than obsidian, it means I'm getting a speed boost by having a night slime handle. So it should be a very fast axe. Excuse me. So there are my Tinker's Construct tools, my Tinker's tools. So I can get rid of all these lovely diamond ones. And I've got my mega pick. I haven't renamed my shovel, and I've got the lucky strike because my axe has fortune on it, which can help you get which can help when if you harvest leaves with it. It can help you get saplings or apples. That's why I put a bit of luck on it. It's unusual to put fortune on an axe, but why not? You can see it's got luck 1, mending, double haste, single reinforced. It's got 14,000 durability, or 14,031 durability, with looting and fortune. So there we go. Tinker's tools. Job done. What next? Good question. It might sound strange, but what might be next is I'm going to start a new world soon. I realise I've only just sort of gotten this place set up, but there's been some updates to Foolcraft, and I wouldn't mind taking advantage of them. So soon I'm going to upgrade, but first I'll finally make a proper workshop. I'll make the workshop out here with the ocean view as an exercise. So I'll definitely do that as the next big project, but that might be the last project on this server. Strange as that sounds, on this server, on this this world. I might make it. I'm keen to upgrade my Foolcraft and make a new world, and that new world will also be a biomes of plenty world, which will make it a lot more interesting from a terrain biome perspective. So strange as it sounds, as I put all this work in, it's nearly time to finish this world. But not yet. Let's make our little workshop area, and then we'll be done. Alright, cheers, gang. Well, here we have it, gang. The workshop. Like this door. This is a Malice door. I think it's called a high-tech door. So I have my Ender IO workshop. Again, factory blocks. Gone mad with factory blocks. This is factory block floor, laboratory block walls, and laboratory block ceiling. All this stuff's laboratory block. So, given this is probably going to be my last major build in this world, maybe, I've gone the full hog with the conduits. So you can see here the roof is all conduit, which gives me these bright lights. I've got conduit, you can't really see, but through the wall, through the floor. If we go underneath, we can see. I brought that power conduit all the way, that high capacity power conduit through from the chicken factory and the workshop, not the workshop, the warehouse. I've got a separate storage warehouse just for the workshop, so that all of my Ender IO materials are all available to me here. So if here's where you know my vibrant alloy and stuff like that. So it's got its own. Yeah, so it's got its own separate storage just to keep things simple. I've got my dark steel anvil here. That painting machine. Move that back over. Normal old crafting station. I've expanded the capacitor just for fun, really. It's not as if I was running out of capacity, but you can see that the capacitor is a multi-block. So that's three basic capacitors, or three capacitors joined together, and they have a consistent texture, multi-block texture. And they now store, obviously, 3 times as much redstone flux. I can charge all my stuff here. I've moved the powered monitor over here. You can see that now that it's attached to all of the big machines, I can see I've got lots of storage. I'm pulling 300 redstone flux. And here is my sag mill going into this Hermitron case here, so it's sucking things straight out. It'd be nice if I could get, you know, something a bit more picturesque. I could put a chest in there, something like that. But either way, I could paint that, couldn't I? I wonder if you can paint a Hermitron. Let's find out if you can paint a Hermitron. What could I make it look like? Vent? Let's just, for now, let's just see if I can paint a Hermitron full stop. No, can't paint a Hermitron. Can I paint a chest? Can I paint a chest? I doubt it. No. So I could use using colossal chests, so I could make chests out of other materials. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. And I was thinking about a roof for this. I like this. It looks like a lab. And I was thinking, oh, I'll put a roof. I'll put a peaked roof. But I think, given that I'm trying to make it look distinctly different, I think I'm going to go with this big white monolithic block, just because it does look kind of out of place compared to everything else in terms of buildings, which have all got some form of sloping roof, but it's consistent with the smeltery and the tank, which both just have flat roofs. So it's I'm just going to leave it with this big white monolithic block. I'm quite happy with it. So there's my workshop. Nice view out to the ocean, and then back in towards where all my industry is. Sweet. You know, I had to move all of that Tinker's Construct tool making stations, but to be honest, I should have put them about here anyway, so that they're directly opposite the foundry. So if I were worrying much more about this place, that's what I'd do. But as I said, I think this will probably be the last time we look at this world. Now that I've just got it all up and running, it's time to upgrade to a new version of Foolcraft, build a new world to take advantage of the full biomes of Plenty mod. And you never know, I might come back here every now and then, like test things out. Or I might get bored of a Biomes of Plenty world and I want, you know, I want to go back to a normal world that I'm more familiar with. But I think for now, this will be the end of my first Foolcraft world. We had some fun. I showed you the basics of getting chickens together. Mystical crops. We've got the very basic mystical crop. Like this is the nature stuff that lets me make sugar. Showed you how to build a power plant. Or how I build a power plant. I like this design. Straightforward. There are plenty of other ways to make power in Foolcraft, but that's a good Ender.io way that I like. Made a warehouse, showed you how to use chisel, or showed you how I use chisel to make this weird temple. Granted, that's not really what a warehouse should look like, but hey, who's counting? Got some basic Tinker's Construct stuff going, and Ender.io. I guess the last thing I'll do, I've got all of these. The last thing I'll do is a big loot opening, just for fun on this world. So tomorrow morning, I'll sleep in a minute, and then we'll go through and we'll open up all of my loot bags, and we'll see if I get what I get. So let's do that. I'll see you I'll see you after a good night's sleep. All right, here we go. Let's see if we get anything good. Let's fill half my inventory with loot bags. Let's go. Well, that's all the loot bags opened. Got a lot of stuff here. I'll sort this all out maybe later, but what I'll do as well is I'll open all the weapon and bauble cases that I got from those loot bags. And we'll see how we go. Here we go. Weapons. Vines or... baubles. Bows. Okay, so that's what I got out of the weapon cases that I got from loot bag drops. If you look at this Divine Sword, 1.6 attack speed, 12 damage. Right, the Divine Sword is an unfair comparison because it's like, look at that, sharpness 10. It's 1.6. So they're all, you'll see that they're basically all the swords have the same stats. They look good. They're highly durable, especially so 1820 durability. That one's crude, so it's 760. This one's flawless, 1820. 2150, that Nightblade. Attack damage 9. So they're very high durability. So they are good, even if they're not much better than another, a diamond sword. But they look good. If I was staying on this world, I would make myself an armory or something where I'd have a whole lot of armor stands with different types of armor and weapons on the walls, and they would look good in that. These baubles, the rings, so ruby eye, that's not very good. It's broken, unfortunately. But look at that, it gives you much. That's a good sword. Attack damage broken, but attack damage 13. So common speed. Jump boost and speed, resistance, haste. And these bows, again, high durability. Good draw speed, 1.2. If you look at the draw speed on this as a normal draw speed, I'm not sure what it is, but it's not 1.2. So these are the fast drawing bows that I used to have. I used one of them at the very start of the game, of this series. Multi-shot, these are multi-shot bows. That high durability, multi-shot, so it'll shoot 3 arrows every time you shoot one. Durability 2180. So yeah, I mean the main draw card for the weapons that drop from weapon cases, you can occasionally get a very good roll on one, but more to the point, they look interesting. They're very high durability, and they're no worse than the sorts of swords you would make yourself. So that's pretty neat, and I guess they'd look good on a wall in a weapon frame. Look at all this stuff I got. Other standouts from loot boxes. Obviously I got tons of iron armor and iron chest plates, but I got a conduit probe, bunch of enchanted books. I got a lot of records. And if the records would be good drops if they didn't just always were just 13 or cat. That's all they drop, unfortunately. Lots of name tags, some diamonds and emeralds. If you didn't have chickens to make those, then they'd be handy drops. Lots of rail, horse armor, the odd bit of firewater. Look at all these records. Again, capacitors, they're handy. So look at that horse armor. I mean, I would melt all that down if I was going to try and use it. But there you go, a big weapon case opening. No, not CS:GO type weapon case opening, but there you go, case opening. Job done. End of the day. So that took 2 full Minecraft days to get all of those those loot bags open. But it seems a good spot to stop. I think in the next episode maybe we'll start a new world. Didn't get to finish any of my Hermitrons, but I don't mind. My favourite part of Minecraft is often when you start out new. So, series may be a little bit shorter than I had originally anticipated, but such is life. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my second world. Cheers.